Hello, I'm Charlie Grace, and this is my story. Have you ever wondered what would happen if you got rid of all your stuff? Is stuff sort of holding you back? That's what I thought about a few years ago and thought, oh my gosh, I've had huge houses and lots of stuff over the years. I've raised an amazing family. I have 4 beautiful, beautiful children, and I'm very, very proud of them. And they have a lot of stuff too. But guess what? I'm at that point where I'm going to have a new chapter in my life, and I'm very excited about this. And that new chapter means my youngest is going to be graduating high school. So for some of you out there who are empty nesters, you understand what that means. However, I'm taking this in a little different turn because I have some ideas as to what I want to do with stuff. You see, my story of stuff started a long time ago when I was a little kid. My father is a huge collector of all sorts of things, and he loved stuff. So when I talk about stuff, I'm talking about military stuff. I'm talking about things that he would buy something for $1 and turn around and sell it for $5, which is really cool and really helped out on the whole family income situation. However, he also liked to hold on to a lot of things. When I say a lot of things, I mean a lot of things. Well, my dad passed away around 2017, and it was really hard on all of us. However, he left me with his stuff. And over the years, as I mentioned, his collections grew and grew and grew to the point where we literally spent a year of our lives plus having to rent out buildings at the local fairgrounds to sell all the stuff. And my whole life, I've been surrounded by stuff. Guess what? I'm now at a point where I can go, it's time to go. Time to thin the stuff. Time to realize what's really important and sort of bring it back to that. So follow me along as I sort of show you what's left of my stuff and what I'm going to be doing and what I'm moving into, because this is really important. As women, I know raising families, one of the things, we're very proud of our homes. We're proud of the things that we build and places we go and things we live in. And many of you know, of course, I have a van, and I've had a van now for a couple of years. Had Class C before that and another Class C before that. So I'm very familiar with the RV community, and I love my RV community. But I want to do things in a more practical, simple, and economic way that's going to allow me to even travel more and do more things. And that means I need to minimize the stuff. So let's take a look at some of the things that's going to be sold for my stuff collection. And actually, most of it's my dad's or relatives or things like that. And what I'm going to be left with. So it'll be fun. Let's go. As you can see, there's lots of really cool, unique items. I mean, some of the stories behind some of these things are really cool. And I've kept some very specific family items that I thought were really important, like my grandfather's, Boy Scout cards, things that have a lot of family importance to me, like photographs, things like that. But the stories are really interesting. One of the stories I love is of a penny slot machine. And this penny slot machine was actually a Christmas gift that my grandpa Kaser gave to his 2 sons, Richard and Larry Kaser, when they were younger. And you put a penny in it, and you pull the slot machine down, and if you matched the 3 pictures, which happened to be cigarettes, like Camel, Cool, things like that, really indoctrinating young children into like cigarette smoking, but you would get a gumball. Imagine that. That's what he brought home for Christmas for the boys. So they loved it. I loved it with it playing as a kid. I think it's time to find a new home. You start talking about things that bring you joy. It brings me joy and a memory, but I don't really need to pass it on to anyone else. That's what I thought was really cool. A couple other items. My dad loved collecting and finding arrowheads. We had so many arrowheads. so many Native American interesting tools and things like that, specifically from like the Northwest Ohio region. But when he was a Boy Scout, they also went places like Colorado. They took all these really big trips. So along with the arrowheads, we also had things like dinosaur poop. Who has dinosaur poop? I do. So Corporal Light's really cool. And he had bags of dinosaur poop and even some dinosaur bones, some dinosaur fossils, which is really neat. So these are things that like I don't really need. It's been a lot of fun to have. My kids don't really want it either. It's time for it to find a new home. Some of the books I had are really interesting and historical. I know I've got the first edition of The Rise and Fall of the Confederacy. Really an interesting book if you want to take a read and get some insight into this. I've been living in the battlefield of Franklin. If you ever heard of the Battle of Franklin for the Civil War, lots of interesting history, lots of things to learn. A lot of them really good stories, firsthand accounts of what happened and things like that. I actually live technically like on the road to the battlefield, and it was a turnip field at one time. And if you dig down about 16, 18 inches, it's sort of where the Battle of Franklin was, because the farmers have been turning up their soil and things like that. I did find a Civil War bullet, really cool, on the battlefield of Franklin, which is neat. There's lots of really cool things and historic items here. So I have, one of the things I have is it's a framed colored troop discharge paper from someone who served in the Civil War. And I think I've got some more Civil War books and really neat stuff like that. So sort of like part of like the charm, history, and of course, those who don't know the history are doomed to repeat it. So it's best to know these things. So although the stuff is really cool, the big underlying takeaway of all of this is don't let stuff hold you back. This is important. If you feel stuck, if you feel like, what am I going to do? Where could I travel? Where could I move to? All this stuff is just holding you back from what I really want to do in life. Start really thinking about that. Enjoy the moment. Let go of the stuff. Let someone else take the stuff. And you do you. You get on the road. You go travel. You go see family and friends that you've always wanted to see. Don't let stuff hold you back. I want to say thank you to all my friends who've been amazing through this entire process. I'm going to tell you, didn't happen overnight. This has been like a long time in the making. So I actually have an estate sale company that's been working with me, that they're actually helping to sort out some things, and they're going to be doing the sale. I have a really good friend who's going to be helping me sell my house, and I'm going to be downsizing. I'm moving my home base to Alabama. Very excited about that. I'm going to be going down where my children are, which is great. I've got all four of my children are going to be living in the Alabama area. Might as well go down with them. That's what's important, right? That's what I'm focusing on, is what's really important and not the stuff. So hope you're having a great day. Hope that you can find your joy, and we'll see you on the road.
Oh, sure.
Okay. You're the first person who showed up this morning. What time did you show up?
You think I'm telling you? Next time I'm here, somebody will be here before me. So that's a trade secret.
Trade secret.
But I appreciate you asking.
That's a good question. Okay. And why did you show up today to this sale? I'm curious.
There's several items here that I think I can buy at a lower price than what they're actually worth. So if I can get something for $5 and sell for $500, that's why I'm here.
I love it.